Hello, wanderers, misfits, survivors on the path. This is Mo'okele, a series of guided meditations for those of you who are just new to meditating, and even for those who are seasoned meditators. So the first segment of this Mo'okele will be five-minute guided meditations. And the reason for that is to create a foundation and a basis for all meditations that follow. Also, many people have told me that they can't even go in and meditate. Their mind is just chattering. And when they listen to music or whatever, their mind continues to chatter. So I am taking the 5 minutes to show in different ways how you can set yourself up to succeed. So for those of you who are returning to the 5 minutes, because that is something that you can do till you get very used to it, you just keep putting on the 5 minutes until you really feel like, hey, I think I can do more. So if you are returning, then just go to the timestamp below and you can go straight into the 5 minute meditation. I have been meditating for over 35 years and facilitating meditations for about 30 years. I prefer actually to meditate with a group because group energy can be very dynamic and it helps support everyone to meditate even deeper than they generally can on their own. However, with meditation, it's very important to be able to meditate on your own. So that is kind of like an intended goal that you can take with you anywhere in the world that you travel, any part of the house that you're in, and find some measure of peace. The idea for the first section is the 5 minute ones is, even though I've been meditating for a really long time, there are moments that I get triggered, and that's why I said survivors on the path, because I come to it from a very abusive childhood, and I've been trying all my life to settle down into, just calm. Um, I have settled down tremendously, but I am not always settled down. And it's just taken me recently to realize that what I was looking as, I wanted to be like His Holiness, but that's not me. And I finally realized, hey, a lot of us meditators, we do have fiery personalities. So this is really not to get you to be like that. It's really to get you to find and settle into your authentic self inside of you, and to be able to connect to everything that is, and to be able to let go of what's happening in the outside world as if it's the only reality. It is a way to connect to a greater reality. And for me, that is the most important thing about meditation, is to find healing, is to find your inner self, your authentic self, where you are really comfortable, and to connect to the real reality, which is including the invisible world. Okay, so sitting is an important aspect, obviously, of meditating. When you sit, you have to keep your spine straight and not so rigid and so hard that it interferes with the meditation itself. There are times when I have groups where I have seniors who can't really sit well, and so I allow them to either put their back up against a wall or sit in a chair, um, just in a comfortable position, sit against the wall or in a chair. This is an actual meditation cushion. I got this. It's filled with buckwheat. You can get it online. It's really fun. When I got it, I was like, wow, why didn't I get this earlier? And what it does is it gets you up high enough where you can cross your legs like that. And it's comfortable. And it throws your back into a good position. So, and then I want to bring in someone here. Here. Now, sit facing me. Okay, so you want to sit and you want to have your back like this. Your chin is just a little bit pointing down so that your eyes are supposed to be closed, but sometimes people do meditation with their eyes partially open. And what they do, this is where the phrase contemplating your navel comes in, because they will put their hands in their lap and a little bit look down. But you can see the spine, and suck your belly in. There. If you begin to feel like your back is giving way, you have to remind yourself to sit up. So this is a good pose. Otherwise, up against a wall, or you can lie down. When you put your legs all the way down, there's a sort of a thing that happens to your lower back. So you want to sort of keep your back a little bit touching the ground and keep your legs up. The danger with this, I shouldn't say danger, the complication is that often people who are lying down when they meditate, they fall asleep. And there were times when I was doing meditation with, there were senior citizens in the group, and in the middle of great meditation, you'd hear like that. So it's like very distracting. And if that's what happens to you all the time, that means you're not getting enough sleep. And even His Holiness has said sleep is a sort of a meditation. So it is important for you, if you keep falling asleep when you are meditating, to recognize that your body is saying you need more sleep. You really need to sleep more. And there are other things too that could help with the circulation in your body, like walking in nature. You might want to take up yoga. Yoga is a very good meditation. It is. It's like a moving meditation. Sometimes for some people, the best meditation is jogging, swimming, or something like that. But often when people are doing that, if they don't recognize that they're meditating, they don't really meditate. But a lot of times, I think when you see, for example, athletes who do things that are absolutely incredible, they're sort of in a zone. It's like a meditative zone. So there's all kinds of meditation. And this is one of them, especially if you have back injuries or you really can't stretch. So one of the important things to know about meditating, and also aside from meditating, is the correct breathing. People who have been through trauma tend not to breathe correctly. They tend to breathe an anxiety breath. And if the more anxious they get, this is why a lot of people will pass out, because they're trying to take a breath, but they're taking it so shallow that they're not actually filling their body with enough oxygen, and they pass out. So I want to show you the difference between an anxiety breath and a deep meditative breath. So with the help of Nietzsche and my number 2 son, we're going to show how first an anxiety breath looks. So the anxiety breath, you keep it up here in your chest. And you can see how it is by, okay, take a deep breath. Your chest goes up. It's really just your chest that's going up. And you're not getting a full breath because literally your diaphragm is down here. So what we want to do when we're doing our breath, we want to get it all the way down. So right here is his belly button. We call it piko in Hawaiian. And this belly button and about 2 inches below constitutes the na'au in Hawaiian, but it's like the second chakra, the dantian. Okay, so we want to be breathing down into this gut, into your gut. So when you do that, take a deep breath. This is what fills up. Then this, and it expands, and then it goes, it fills everything, but you have to breathe. When you're taking a deep breath, you're taking it straight into your gut, almost. Even though it's not your gut, but it feels like your gut. You breathe down into there, then you open the sides of your diaphragm, and then your chest will fill with air as well. When I first began to meditate, I had to teach myself to breathe properly, and it was very difficult because I do what I know a lot of people do. I would hold my breath instead of just breathing. I would take a deep breath, and then I would just hold it for a long time and talk to people and do things and everything until people started saying, "Why do you always sigh?" Because I'd take a deep breath and I'd just be like that for a long time, and then I'd have to take another deep breath. If you're doing that, that is also anxiety breathing. And it's a physiological way to change the way that you feel, because what happens to the body also happens to the emotions. So if you're anxious in the body and you don't breathe deeply, you become anxious as well. It becomes an emotion. And you think that it's all about just the emotion, but you can really actually help yourself by breathing correctly. It will go a long way to change your attitude. It doesn't do everything, but it does a lot. I have a whole bunch of stuff and even more to show you things that you can put around yourself to get you in a sort of a mood to say, this is my sacred space. There are crystals, a lot of information on crystals that you can read anywhere, find some stuff in the bookstore. This one is for essential oil, and there's a candle underneath, so when the warmth hits it, it's a really lovely smell. I have an incense thing going. Some people don't know what smudge is, but in this day and age, I think there's not many people who don't know what smudge is, but it is a Native American product. I don't know if there are other people besides Native Americans that did smudging, but I'm sure they probably did. They had sweetgrass, cedar, sage. I happen to like white sage, so that's what I usually have on hand. This one is a Tibetan prayer wheel. There are prayers in it, and when you spin it around, they have big ones that I saw when I visited. I went to a Kala Chakra event with His Holiness, but they have really huge ones that people pass by, and they send the prayers out into the world. It's just such a lovely idea. And so when I'm sending prayers to His Holiness, which I love to do because he's wonderful, for me, he's wonderful. I say my prayer and I send it off to him. So you can create your sacred space in any way you want. I have the Buddha here. Hey, I got this at, one of those stores. It's inexpensive, but I liked it. And this one was a gift, but you can also put crosses up here if you want, a picture of Jesus if you want, a picture of Vishnu if you want, anything that makes you feel comforted. and that you resonate with. It's about your resonate. I resonate with this. The importance to me of sacred space, for me personally, other people will tell you something different. Because of my background, I was never allowed to have my own privacy. And that created in me a situation where I didn't know how to make boundaries. When I finally found my way to the therapist that I loved, and she's the one that actually got me to start meditating. And she was the one that told me I had no boundaries and I had to learn how to make boundaries. So for me, when you are making a sacred space, you put the things around you that will bring you comfort, that makes you feel stronger. But it is also a way to begin to learn, especially if you've been traumatized, especially if you have, like most of us, accepted what other people have told us is reality. You need to learn what is a boundary and what is your boundary. That is very important. So, if you're going to meditate, if you have children, you have to make sure mommy is not disturbed for this amount of time. So, um, no knocking on the door, hey, none of that. Nobody comes in to that space when you are meditating. And that has to be agreed upon with everybody. Or you do it when the kids are at school, or you do it when your spouse is at work, or you have to find a way that you are not disturbed. This is for you, sacred space. It is for you and you alone. And your ancestors and your spirit guides and the universe, but it's you and your connection to all that is. Okay, so get yourself into a very comfortable position with your spine aligned. And we're going to be taking breaths. This meditation is 5 minutes of breathing. You take it into your nose. You feel it going all the way into your gut and your diaphragm opening. That will be to the count of 4. You can count on your own. I'm not going to count for you. And then you hold it for 2 seconds and you release very slowly for the count of 4. And we will begin now. Take a deep breath. Hold it and exhale. Take a deep breath. Hold it and exhale. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Continue to breathe. And exhale. This time, be the observer and watch yourself as you breathe in and breathe out. You are the observer. You observe how you feel. You observe how the breath feels. You observe how breathing makes your body feel. This time, when you take that deep breath into your gut. I want you to say hello when it hits your pico, when it hits your na'au. Take a deep breath. Hello. And exhale. You're saying hello into your gut. Take a deep breath. Hello. And exhale. And exhale. Feel the warmth and the coolness at the same time. Hello. Observe how you feel when you say hello to your gut. And exhale. Take a very deep breath. Hello. And exhale. Observe your body. Completely relaxed. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. Take a deep breath. Hello. And exhale. Another deep breath. Completely relaxed. And exhale. One last deep breath. Hold it. And exhale. Feel your body. Feel your body in the space that you're in. And when you are ready, bring your attention back into the room. Slowly move your fingers, wiggle your toes. You are present. So prana, breath, in Hawaiian it's called ha, as in aloha, is the important first step for all meditation. So if you're new to this, then practice this throughout the week and until you get really comfortable with taking your deep breaths and directing it and feeling it. Then you can move on to the next video. The other thing that I was hoping that you would contemplate is before you start meditating, just notice how your body is. If it's uncomfortable. Often when I sit in meditation, I notice that I'm really tense in my jaw, in my neck. So you just relax that. And at the end of the meditation, feel your body to check it, to see if you feel more comfortable. And during the meditation, be aware when you say hello at your na'au. Be aware of what you're feeling. Whatever that is, just be aware of it without judgment. So that is the observer. To observe what you are feeling without judgment. Even if you are judging your experience, I want you to stay outside of that and go, oh, I'm judging my experience, and then go on. Just move on. Just let it go. And then continue to breathe. This is a kind of an exercise you can do at any time of the day, and especially when you feel stressed. I sometimes do it when I'm in traffic. Of course, I don't close my eyes. Don't close your eyes when you're in traffic. Thank you for participating in this meditation experience. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me either in the comment section below or by email, and I will try to get to you. Also, if it's a question that comes up a lot from my viewers, I will put it in the mo'olelo section, which is maybe a conversation more than just a quick answer. Until next time.